Started, I don't know what you did. Now I'm the gal that's chasing you up. Really flip my lid. Come here, eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Well, what are you gonna do? Eager beaver, baby, you're mine. I'm all there beside you. Tap your tits, tap your tits, tap your tits, tap your tits. Oh yeah, take all the shit off. Oh, yeah, silence your phone. Did you silence your phone?
Oh, we're live.
Hello.
Caught me off guard.
And welcome to
Was That an Orgy?
Whoa! Thanks for joining us. You're here with the Bawd Sisters. I'm Charlene.
And I'm Charitza. Dick like shitballs.
We're here to put the ass in class, the cunt in country, and the penis in happiness today.
That's right. And the Dick and Dixie.
Oh, yeah, the Dick and Dixie.
Don't forget that. Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
Oh, we could go on forever.
Yeah.
It's a whole episode, really.
Holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today, we are here to explore... Well, sex positivity mainly. That's like the
Always.
whole theme of the show. I think anyone who's watched this knows that.
Yeah.
But today we're going to be talking about polyamory and polysecurity in particular. And
what the fuck that is.
Creation.
Yeah.
How it is basically about how your attachment style is can affect your polyamorous relationships and how you can have several different attachment styles within your different relationships. How those things come together, building community, being fun and flirty. Did I miss anything else?
Yeah.
Is there,
Just trauma
That's the
stands
fun
out.
and flirty part.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. But yeah, trauma stood out in my mind too. I think that the author Jessica Fern, she was talking about how trauma can sort of like affect your attachment styles, which attachment styles you have, and of course your relationships.
Yeah.
So
we are here with Xavier today.
Jayes, hello, Xavier.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, we just had him on because of his laugh, basically. We heard his laugh, and then we were like, how can we have you on the show? What do you know about? And he's like, I happen to be an expert on polysecurity. Sold, hired. Ba-boom, boom.
Yeah, we actually just heard him at a bar laughing. And we were
Exactly.
Like, hey,
You hired.
You want to make $20? Come with us.
That's all I'm going to do for the next 30 minutes.
That's it. That's why we hire you. We're exploiting you. You make us sound good.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to.
Anything
Yeah.
you say, it's funny.
I've never
love
been
it.
funnier than I am right now. Really.
know.
Or better looking. Like, really.
Javier's making me fall in love with myself, really. Actually, that's what I look for in a human. So look out. Oh, he's in big trouble.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much trouble. Seriously.
So much trouble.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cougar Town. I just started watching that show. It's actually pretty lame. I would like
Is
to
it about horny middle-aged women?
Yes.
Cougar Town, that old...
And we're not
Sitcom?
on
Courtney
it. What
Cox.
the fuck?
Courtney's Cox is in it.
Yeah.
And it's like
They hired her
it's
for the
like-
name. That's
They
it.
totally did.
Yeah.
I would hire her for that name, but it was not as funny as I would think. Like I was like, I expected it to be way more raunchy, and it's so basic. I was kind of bummed about
vanilla.
that. Yeah, it's so vanilla.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
guess we're a little spicy. But yeah, Cougar Town, I feel like we actually
Well, you
rule
know that
Cougar
show
Town.
that I've been working on that I started writing by myself in this
Yes.
past year of quarantine is called the Cougar Canyon Creative Care Convalescent Community Center and Cable Channel. And it's way more fucking spicy than that. And yeah, it's filled with spicy characters and
Yes.
lots of perversity. As you can imagine, a convalescing community center of cougars would be.
Yeah,
So
adult diapers.
hello, endlessly.
Oh my God. Have you ever thought about what 80-year-old pussy tastes like?
Depends. Oh, God. Yeah, we got that one from the sound guy, actually, Michael. Whoa, big ups for the sound
We've
guy.
known that one forever.
Way to ruin his fucking ego stroke.
I mean, Michael, thank you.
But the way he said it was better. So
Yeah, okay,
yeah, come on,
you're right.
throw him a bone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we had quite a weekend. That was really fun. I went to Char's new Fuck Farm Community Compound. They put the pound in compound.
That's actually the name of it. Fuck Farm Community Compound. FFCC.
And they pound each other all the time. Just farming the fucks like
that's
you do.
right.
Yeah,
you plow the fields, you plow each other.
There you go. Sow the
hose,
seeds.
you got
the
some hose,
hose,
you got some
right?
hose.
Yep. You got to milk the cows,
Don't confuse the different types of milking.
It's true. Don't milk the bull.
Yeah.
You milk the bull, you get the horny.
Beef stroking off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a really cool place out there. And I can mark a couple things off my bucket list. Let's see. I gave our stepdad a lap dance. Dressed like a baby. That was interesting.
Wearing a diaper.
I was wearing an adult diaper and gave our stepdad, probably not his first lap dance, but it was ours together. Our first lap dance. In fact, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking actually we should put that clip at the end of the
God,
show.
what a good idea.
Just so people want to watch it.
We should do that.
It's real special.
It is so funny.
Yeah, we should
really
play
amazing.
it for Javier just to hear his laugh.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I love it. Don't hit the table.
I would love to see it, but I don't even need to see it.
I know it could be better in your head, but I assure you not.
It really was better in real life.
Yeah. I did some, I don't know. I think I got a neck injury from the dancing I was doing after that.
I woke up the next day with such a stiff neck.
You did?
From swinging my hair around like an 80s solid gold dancer. It was really bad. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot I wasn't 12 years old.
I was a little sore all over just from, hopping around. The center of that room is like the perfect dance floor. Mm-hmm. And they had like this pump and sound system. And I really liked Ethan's grooves.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
good.
He's got a future. That
big
kid.
ups to Ethan for
big
DJing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a great party. I was wishing, though, I had just at the last minute grabbed some chocolate cake and shoved it in my diaper before, because I did back my ass up and I tried to shake, do that twerky butt move in my stepdad's face. Yeah. And first of all. I ain't got no junk in my trunk. Because I looked at that video and I was like, even in an adult diaper, I have no ass. That is fucking sad. But I was just hoping I could have reached back and grabbed some chocolate cake and smeared it on him, meh.
Just
much
flirtatiously, run it over his mouth.
Yeah, first on mine. Just giving myself, war streaks. Earn my brown wings a little.
Oh my God, brown wings, is that a thing?
It is now. No, wait.
I was gonna say
earning your mud flaps.
Earning your mud flaps.
There you go. Earning your mud flaps.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay. Is that when basically you're eating ass and someone sharts in your face? Is that what that is?
I think that's got to be what that is.
Yeah.
Earning your mud flaps.
Earning your mud flaps. Yeah.
I accidentally farted in someone's eye once.
No.
It was like that pressure test that the ophthalmologist gives you where a puff of air goes into your eye. And I was like, you do not have glaucoma.
You have an eye yeast infection now, but you don't have
eye.
Yeah, exactly. You got brown eye instead of pink eye. Oh.
One blue, one brown.
Oh, I know. The embarrassing moments that we all have in sex.
Oh, no, I was pretty proud.
Mm-hmm. You were proud, really?
In that case, I was not embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was proud.
I mean, come on. Everyone raise your hand that's farted during sex in one way or another.
All right. Come
Not
on.
me.
We've
You
all
guys
been-
gross. Tricked you guys.
You're such a fucker. You've done that to me your whole life. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
totally true.
Come on, admit it, Shy. You've done this. Yeah, I've done it. Not me.
You're gross. You're gross. I'm telling mom and dad. Yeah. Blew my credit, though. Once you give them a lap dance and a diaper, that's it.
Yeah, that.
Tattles don't work anymore.
I don't think that I can go under that bar. I think the bar has been set nice and low now from there.
There's no going lower than the adult diaper.
I can't.
No, you can't.
No, really.
Try as you might. You can't do it.
No, I can't.
Yeah. I can't do it. Yeah.
So, relationship styles and polyamory and attachment styles.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about that. So, okay, you and I have very different attachment styles.
Yeah.
Let's talk about yours for a minute.
Oh, I'm a hot mess. Let's go. I'm an open book. I am an open diaper. I am an open-faced diaper, smeared in shit.
On a shingle.
Oh, God,
yeah.
so bad. Let's just look at it together and separate the corn chunks from the peanuts. Analyze this shit.
Oh my God, does it work in a podcast if you actually shoot liquid out of your nose while laughing?
Yeah,
Because
this
I
is
almost
expensive
just did
equipment,
that.
though. I wouldn't do that. Like, just give yourself a wet T-shirt contest. Aim down. Don't hurt the equipment. It's special. Yes, but had to clear my belch there. So let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely anxious. Despite moms trying to tell me that I'm secure. Sorry, Mom. I am a hot mess. You did your best, but I'm a hot mess. And but the funny thing is what I noticed about these attachment styles. So I got an idea. We'll let Xavier jump in just to describe for the audience the different kinds of attachment styles, and then I'll jump into talking about my big hot diaper.
Oh my God. There's more, you mean?
Oh,
That's what they say. Like, there's always more.
there's always more. I've got hip waders on too. Like it's that bad.
So much more.
Well, I've just really kind of dived into this attachment style thing. And when some collaborators and we started this Facebook group during the middle of the pandemic, everybody's at home.
I want on it.
You should be.
What's it called? Is it public?
It's polysecure.
It's polysecure.
Oh my God,
community
I'm gonna look
book
for it
group
right
or
now.
something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Send it to you
I don't know
later
what
if you
we
don't.
call it these days.
Can we blast it on?
Yeah, blast it.
We're gonna
please
blast
do.
it. Okay, everyone, we're gonna have a
we
link
started
for you.
it in December, and within 7 months or so, we had 1,000 members already. So
There
it's
it
something
is,
that
polysecure
people
attachment community.
are
Bam,
really
shaka.
interested in. Yeah, this book it came out, I believe, in December, and it's about it's like based on attachment theory. Like the whole first part of the book is about attachment theory, which is something in general people think about.
You got to know it, too.
Yeah, so
you got to know.
There's
People.
these experiments a while back where they had kids, if they're in a room, if their mom left the room or their mom didn't pay attention to them, we could see how the kids react. And if they got upset if their mom left, or they felt like their mom wasn't paying attention to them, it kind of defined their attachment styles. But this book takes it to another level and talks about how our attachment styles can affect our adult relationships, particularly our romantic. In our romantic relationships, this becomes apparent. No pun intended, but it's true. And, so
and your
it's
self-esteem.
totally, trauma can come into it.
Right.
And these are all kinds of relationships, but where it comes in particularly as a particular importance is because in polyamory, relationships are just more complicated because there's more of them.
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
true.
God, yes.
Yeah.
I think some people make the mistake of thinking it's actually going to be easier because you have less invested in more buckets. And it's like, no, actually, you still have a lot invested just in more buckets. And so there are more opportunities for joy and more opportunities for pain and anxiousness and avoidance and all the things that you might experience.
Totally.
And coordinating all of it.
Right?
Because when you have just one romantic relationship, that's hard enough. That really throws a lot of people for a loop.
Yeah.
And having more than one, and they can be whatever you want, and that's probably the most important thing that I've learned. Like with polyamory, it's sort of an unbundling. What we have with monogamous relationships, that's sort of what some people will call default culture or dominant culture, that we're going to be on what we call a relationship escalator, that we're going to find the one and we're going to get all our needs met, and we're going to be just with this one person, they're going to complete me, all of that. That's the cultural narrative that we grow up with. And polyamory kind of breaks that apart. It's like cable. I don't know, how many people know about cable still? But
Dating yourself again, Javier.
People have been wanting to unbundle cable for a long time. And we can kind of do that now.
Right. By the way, for the listeners too, the term mononormative is a new term I learned, from the book, mononormative. So that's that conditioning of,
true.
that we're all conditioned to be mononormative, and yet there's a lot of other ways to do it. And I would just like to say too that I don't think any of them are easy. Like a lot of people that go towards non-monogamy, a lot of people kind of project upon us that we are just like, a bunch of gluttonous sex perverts that just want all the D we can pull in from every angle.
Yes.
And really, it's like if you're going to be doing, this kind of polysecure based relationship where you're actually intending to have secure, healthy attachments in all the different relationships. I think it's even more complicated because we've been conditioned to be mononormative. And so there you are, like throwing away everything and then just starting over again and trying to rewire your brain and have new habits and rituals and communication with everybody. And so I think it's we are brave astronauts.
We are.
It's incredibly brave to defy cultural norms, absolutely, all the time. With the unbundling, I think I want to back it up a little bit when we're talking about back that thing up.
Back it up.
Mononormative. We're talking about we have this idea that we are going to find somebody that completes us, and we're going to get married, probably have kids, and share a house together, and our lives, every aspect of our lives together, and that can be unbundled. And we can think about what is it that we want with any particular person. Do we want something where we feel attached, where we feel like they're part of our lives? Do we want something where they're more like friends with benefits, or whatever it is you want it to be? It's somebody that can be somebody that that is like Jessica talks about in her book, about being attached, because a lot of people, like you were saying earlier, think, okay, is it just about the sex? We just want to sleep around and have a lot of partners.
Yes, but go on. No, just kidding.
Yes. And I have this thing where, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. So if somebody wants to do that, that is awesome. And that is totally within the purview of consensual non-monogamy. And that's the thing, right? So for my own self. I have, several, I've had several women friends come over and, stay the night, and have dinner and so forth. And my son, he's a teenager, and he's, at first he was just like, nice, I guess kind of like broy, young men are taught, right? That's the dominant culture, right? That's the dominant cultural paradigm. And that was a moment where I explained to him, and I came out to him about this, is that everybody knows. It's okay as long as everybody knows. And this is not, and nobody's hiding anything about this, or nobody is trying to pull one over. And it's all very consensual. Everybody knows about it. So it's okay, because everybody's agreeing to it. And that's a big piece of this, is consenting to.
Sorry, I have a really weird rumbly tummy here. My dog is over here. She likes to dig when she makes a nest, and so everyone thinks I'm having the weirdest elongated fart over here that they've ever heard.
Wait, is there any chocolate cake back there?
Blame it on the dog. I know, exactly. Blame it on the dog. Scoop.
Oh God.
Just kidding. Sorry for the distraction. Oh God.
Dog distractions.
Yes, dog distractions.
Yeah, good communication is paramount with non-monogamy, because everything is up for grabs when we are in monogamy, or the dominant cultural paradigm. A lot of the things are just kind of settled for us, that we are going to be this way with our partners, and we are going to be committed in these ways. Everything is user defined in
it's a good term.
polyamory,
I like that.
and consensual non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to back up with consensual non-monogamy and polyamory. This is an important distinction as well, because Jessica's book is really talking about the attachment, and polyamory, where it's more about love and commitment. Consensual non-monogamy has so many different flavors. You guys people might have heard of people opening up their marriages, being open marriages, or like swinging and all that. Those things are more about, they can be more about like, having sexual adventures with your spouse, which is wonderful and fine.
Right.
And then a lot of times people might come to a point where they want to date on their own.
Yeah.
And the reasons for that is to have an emotional connection with the other person.
Yeah.
Sometimes in our dominant culture, people have what are called emotional affairs. People may have read about that, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
So what people are seeking isn't all just about sex. It is also about emotion, right? So there can be sexual exclusivity and emotional exclusivity. So when people are thinking about being polyamorous, we're talking about opening up that other dimension.
Right.
Being emotionally available for other people.
Yeah.
In that way.
Don't you think part of like, one of my interpretations of the whole point of the book too is to be, she's talking about, not only understanding your type. I'm forgetting the word now. Brain fart.
Oh, the styles. Attachment styles.
But it's like, learning to be secure within yourself, no matter what kind of relationship you're having. That's a big thing I'm getting from the book. And she also, I was excited. So I was telling you guys, I actually emailed the author of the book. She actually emailed back. I feel so
awesome.
My little brush with
She's
fame.
really good at that.
She knows who I am. Oh my God. No, she is amazing. Yeah. But she now has, like, one of the things that's gone over in my head, the more you learn about like trauma, how easy it is to be traumatized and what it does to the brain, how it affects attachment styles. And your relationship with yourself fundamentally, first and foremost. But it turns out Jessica Fern now has a program that's about what to do about you discovering you are of some kind of insecure attachment style. And it has like this interactive, forum that's kind of, I didn't, look into it really, but maybe it's Zoom based or something like that. Yeah. But when I heard that, I was like, fuck yeah, sign me up. That's it. Yeah. So thank God now we're, beginning to have options as to what to do about it.
Yeah.
And things to heal your innermost self so that you can begin to be more present and secure in all your relationships. Because that's one of the things I think is really beautiful about this kind of work, about trying to be polysecure, is so that you can be free, be as present as you can be and not have the pathological parts of yourself in the driver's seat, and just be able to be as truly loving as you can be, and be as truly connective and supportive and aware. So this is definitely no easy road for anybody. This is absolute presence.
And sometimes it's the difference between telling someone what you think they want to hear and what the truth is. And the most amazing thing is when you tell someone the truth about what you want and what you need, and they come back to you with a positive response. You're like, that's the most validating thing that's ever happened to me my whole life. Like, instead of kind of going like, oh yeah, we're on this path going this direction, I guess the next thing I need to say is that I want this thing, like, let's get a dog together or something like that, whatever that looks like.
And then the baby.
Right. You always have to do a test animal first, right? Yeah, but it's so validating to be like, yeah, I need this, or this happened, or this is what I want. Yeah, and to have someone else go, great, that's totally in alignment with what I'm willing to give or what I need as well. And that's, so good.
And also, it's about hearing no's, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Somebody might not be okay with it.
For sure.
It could be something negotiable. It could be deal breakers.
Yeah.
But when one starts speaking one's truth, one starts feeling your authentic self coming out. And then you can begin removing people from your life, or, not completely like throwing them out, but, but, change those relationships so you don't have people in your life that you're trying to be inauthentic with, and you can start attracting and bringing in people. And I'm not just talking about lovers, although that is welcome, but just community and support. That's one of the most amazing things about this Facebook group is it's a place where people can build community and get support. Yeah. So many people post about their trials and tribulations.
Yes.
You know, people are opening up relationships. They are talking about asking for what they want, and the experience, you know, of getting the yeses or nos or negotiating. And it's just so amazing to feel that other people are going through things that I'm going through, and other people are going through. And we have this community where people can get validation and support and connection, and if asking, they could get advice if they want. But
Totally. You know, one of the few people come for advice. It's always fascinating to. I don't always give advice, but I always read all of the advice, because that's the best, most fascinating part. You will get people giving advice all across the spectrum. There's never like a full consensus. It's always like, well, I did this and it worked, and it's all over the place. So there are a million ways to do it. Like, there's no one right way.
That's a really cool point. That makes me excited to get on it. I also wanted to get on it. I also wanted to like bring up too that one of the things I like about what she does in her book that's very non-mononormative is like people like me who you know, for instance, I don't have any lovers right now, but needing to get our needs met, it's very, very valid that our close friends, that those become the people that we are looking to get, you know, all of our needs met. You know, we still have all the needs, and we need to diversify them even more when you don't have a significant other in your life, or, you know, even better, a community, or, you know, multiple lovers. You know, it's just as important, if not even more so, that you are investing in those, and the parts that those play in your life are, you know, just as important. Like, you know, even our pets, for instance. I mean, you know, it's like we're not going to get like deeply in poly relationship with them, but they're like, to a lot of us, they
what is
are.
The best advice your pet has given you?
Oh, just actually, I guess it would be eye contact and attunement would be the best thing. My dog with her sweet little brown eyes, she kills me. She just looks at me and I go, oh.
The occasional rim job too, right?
Occasionally. At the party, like as I saw on camera. It's a long story. We'll have links to the footage later. Oh God. Oh, I think we traumatized people at the party.
Nobody was traumatized. They're used to me.
They're used to it. Okay, that's good. So yeah, we totally squirreled you. Sorry, you were on a good train of consciousness there, but we should just call ourselves the Squirrel Sisters. Squirrel.
Can one of us be squirrel and the other honey badger?
Yeah. And every guest will give him a blow dart to, you know. Put one of us. Let me make a fucking point.
They wake up disoriented in a bathtub filled with ice. You know? Different colored rings around their dick. It's like a brown one and a red one. And
Toucan Santum. All right. We're getting kinky here. Well, we should have a glossary at the end of the show, too, for the definitions of
all the disgusting jokes we learned in the 70s. Like, the inappropriate jokes, man.
Oh, well, our parents went, God, we are squirreling so hardcore right now, but let's go with it. Yeah, our parents bought, well, actually, okay, here's the truth. We bought for our parents all the Truly Tasteless Jokes books.
Volumes 1 through a billion.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I read them like porn.
They were our Bibles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
More than porn. They were our Bibles.
They were our Bibles.
They're why we are who we are today.
We would take oaths on those Truly Tasteless jokes.
You got married on one, didn't you? You put a Bible cover over it. And Dad swore you in.
I should
with
have.
That. Yeah. I knew it.
Because that actually was a Truly Tasteless joke.
Oh!
Boom! I mean, my second one, not my first one. He's a very sweet man.
That's
true.
Okay.
Father of the children.
Yes, he is. Very sweet. We love you, Jesus.
We love you, Jay.
I call him Jesus. Anyway.
Little baby Jesus.
Do you even remember what you were talking about? We just went to Uranus and we came back out again. Yeah, exactly. Just
I mean, we can just pick it up wherever.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. And, I went and got this whole, like, PowerPoint from the author, and I haven't looked at it once either.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jessica's so great about like responding to emails like you were talking about earlier. She came to our book group. We had her on for a live Q&A, and she just came and answered so many questions for the readers. And she's so great. She's just a kind, generous, smart, empathetic person.
Truly in service.
Yeah.
To her fellow human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Full of grace.
Uh-huh.
Full of grace.
So if you haven't bought a copy of her book, go out, buy it right now.
Yes,
for real. It is so good. It's one of the most interesting books I've read in the last several years. Yeah.
I think one of the things that's really special about it is that, I think it's great for everyone that isn't even into this kind of like, counter than monogamous lifestyle, because you can actually learn about yourself, and just questioning our conditioning is such a good thing to do, because it helps you to get in touch with who you are and how you feel, so that you can make more informed decisions in your life moving forward and in your relationships.
There's a chapter in the book that talks about the different aspects, like, we have pressures of just it builds, right, in our, oh my gosh, I forgot the name, what she calls it, but basically.
Kegels.
Hold on.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I heard them right now while I look at you. Not creepy at all, is it?
Yeah, people have these pressures, right, with their family and their community, their culture. So being polyamorous can be, maybe it's pretty easy to do that in Portland. It's like, I don't know, some people call Portland is like the capital of the country, maybe. But we've had people in our discussion groups from all over, from Canada, Indiana, and it's so awesome when they say that, oh my gosh, it's so great to get support and discussion and validation from you. Because I live in Indiana or something per se, and there's nobody else around here that would know about this stuff. Or, like I'm dating all the polyamorous people in my town, so I don't have, somebody else I could talk to about this.
Yeah, they all have their agendas.
Exactly.
So this Facebook page you're doing, that's like really far-reaching, it sounds like. I was just thinking, it's just a Portland thing, but...
Oh, yeah, we have people from all over Canada, the U.S., some in Europe as well.
I was shocked at how quickly it grew. Like, it kind of started Portland-based.
Yes.
But then it just quickly exploded into,
There's a lot of people there from Sex Positive Portland, a local group. But yeah, I think people just keep joining. I think because the book is really good, and what we provide to people is a place to process it, talk about it, discuss it,
right,
and community around it as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, how you feel when you go to a book group and I don't know, you drink rosé all day with your friends or whatever, but we can kind of do that online with people from all over the place, and that makes it really interesting. I just love hearing about people's stories when we're in discussions or book groups. There are people that talk about people of all ages too. They're all ages, walks of life, gender, sexual orientation, you name it. All the demographics are there. And they talk about how we've been in this relationship for 8 years, this person and that person, they're on the discussion group together, and I have this other relationship that's 20 years, and this is how it works. And so it's really cool to just kind of see people really making it work.
Yeah.
Because I'm still learning. Like, I've probably been doing this for about.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all, honey? Aren't we all?
I've just been doing this for like 6 years or so, and it just made so much sense to me. It felt that this is the way I've always wanted to be, and it makes so much sense because I've always kind of questioned cultural paradigms and just the way I should be, and it didn't make me happy either. And it's so surprising to find that there's a name for the way I want to be and live, and there's other people in this community. It's just so invigorating, and feels so good to connect with people.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One of the things I'm really happy about your Facebook page, because I think that's one of the things that's needed the most.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many people that are wanting to and needing to diversify their needs, and they need a platform because you want to be with people that are like-minded and share the same ideals and priorities. So actually having a place to do that, hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, our version of church, since we're not like big church goers, you know, we need a place to commune, you know, come on. Yeah. And, you know, again, as sort of like, astronauts or pioneers, a place to come together and start to, you know, chart the stars so we can figure out how to navigate through this thing. So we are at the forefront of, you know, thought right now. And kind
people have been non-monogamous, but not consensually or ethically.
Consciously.
Oh, like, I mean,
transparently.
Right. There's been so many people that, because they feel they have to, you know, be good, whatever, citizens or, you know, adherents to the culture, that they have to be, you know, behind closed doors about this.
Right.
And so sex positivity and polyamory, there's a lot of overlap there because, you know, saying that we can have more than one sexual partner for it to be okay, that's a huge deal in our culture, I think, still.
Yeah,
totally.
It's easier, I think, for, you know, single men. Like, our culture says that's okay. What's really great about polyamory and consensual non-monogamy is it's given many women the validation, permission to be more sexually active.
Yeah.
I've never felt so non-slut shamed in my life. It's amazing.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Right,
right, exactly. Yeah, a lot of people don't know too, but Esther Perel talks about how it's actually women that become more quickly bored with monogamy in a relationship than men do, like, you know, in monogamous relationships. It's women, you know, and I think part of that is it's like, you know, for women, you know, there's that emotional connecting kind of, you know, communication. Supposedly the communication centers of our brain are a little bit bigger. So, you know.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, sorry.
I can't keep track here.
We're not bragging.
Right. Wait, I'll explain it later. Draw on hieroglyphics. Sure. Inside joke, everybody. Okay. Sorry, inside joke. We were gassing before the show.
Small, woman brain huge.
Sorry to insult you. Boy, now I got squirreled. I'm like, what was I talking about? Fuck it. Who cares?
Did women get bored in monogamy?
We were just like, since I think it came out during, when land ownership became more important, that's when the patriarchy started becoming more controlling and oppressive of women's sexuality and you know, tracking our, you know, monogamy, because everyone wants to make sure that, you know, that the children are actually theirs for, you know, land ownership purposes. But, you know, so women's sexuality started becoming much more controlled during that time. Splash! And no! So yeah, there you go. The more you know.
Oh my God, do you remember Ren and Stimpy? Ask Dr. Stupid.
I'm Dr. Stupid.
Totally have a segment about that. Ask Dr. Stupid.
Well, let me tell you everything I know. Yeah, with a dunce cap on. Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, totally. Yep. That needs to happen. All right.
Squirrel.
So, all right, back to, I mean,
Wait,
Who cares at this point?
Who the fuck cares?
We started with attachment style and like how there are a few different styles and so we have the anxious, right? And correct me if I'm going in the wrong direction.
It's like
Am
that.
I okay?
It's like that.
Am I okay? Am I okay? Okay.
Wait,
All
are you
right.
here?
We have anxious.
Are you
We have
okay.
anxious. And then there's secure, which I think everyone idealizes secure attachment.
Right. I can be here. You can be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know
And
we're
that's
gonna
like
be here.
that's mom leaves the room. The kid doesn't freak out. The
Right.
kid's like, hey, I know mom's gonna come back. It's all good. And then there's avoidant, and that's maybe the kid who gets left alone a little too much, and they're like eventually like, screw you, mom. I do it for myself.
Right.
You know, like
there's not a lot of warmth
Yeah.
there. I mean, it might be present, but just kind of not express yourself.
right. And people kind of feel that hand pushing them away.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah. It's kind of like a tacit hand.
Are you talking about the insecure, avoidant, dismissive one?
Oh, and then there's the fearful one.
Yeah.
Oh,
where
yes.
they
I
kind of
actually
vacillate.
did bring up.
I think I'm drilling it down. I'm oversimplifying. So go through
Yeah.
'em.
So insecure. We all pretty much get a good idea of what secure is. Parents didn't fuck you up, or the world didn't fuck you up, or whatever happens,
Or
and you
didn't
have a
you
good
fix-
sense
you
of
fixed your
self, and you
shit,
communicate your needs. You
Yeah.
know.
But I would want to say that these attachment styles are not identities.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They're not static. I
Right.
mean, certainly there is a huge influence from our childhood,
Yeah.
and these are things that are not immutable. We can change them. We can become more aware.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
really, it's about, like you were talking about earlier, becoming more self-aware. What do I need? Then I can ask for it, and I don't need to play games or whatever. Although depending on the situations, we can all kind of fall into avoidant or, dismissive
Yes.
or anxious, or just depending on who I am at this moment, who I'm with,
Are, totally.
the situation.
Yeah.
That's something I totally notice is that, even though predominantly looking at my past, I think growing up I definitely identified myself as more kind of like the insecure anxious. But the older I get, I definitely notice that I'm starting to shift depending on who I'm with. So like if I'm with someone who I don't know, tends to be like a little bit more kind of like domineering, or they're looking to me with this expectation that I be their emotional regulator and take care of them, I start to become more avoidant. No, I'm that's your job, and I will help you. I help everybody emotionally regulate. I'm a goddamn massage therapist. It's my career, all my goddamn life. But I don't want it to be my job when I get home. Like it's my superpower. But it also becomes my Achilles heel, where I'm like, that's a little tired right now, But yeah. Oh, I squirreled. I started going off on my own shit. But I wanted to go through and just tell people really quick about insecure, avoidant, dismissive. It's described as being someone who's physically or emotionally absent, unavailable, or neglectful. They can be emotionally cold or rejecting. They can be have a propensity towards criticism or hostility or contempt. And one of the things I find interesting about that, as in another book about attachment styles, they were saying that dismissives oftentimes use criticism and judgment of other people as a way to justify their emotional distancing. So that's what humans do to justify, or that's why like when you break up with someone, you focus on all their like the fucked up shit about them, is that you're trying to actually emotionally detach by focusing on what you hate about them. But that's how some people that are kind of have a naturally dismissive or fearful avoidance of intimacy use that to kind of keep you at bay. Been there. Family culture of high achievement, performance or appearance, that's often related to this insecure avoidant dismissive type. Let's see, keeping people at arm's length, or minimizing their own attachment needs as well as their partner's needs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You never have.
Never done any of that shit. I feel like you're calling me out.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's why you guys can't see it, but I've been pointing at Shar the whole time. You remember when you did this to me growing up? Yeah, totally. That was you. My Barbie was never good enough for yours. The last one was withdraw from vulnerability, high intensity emotions or conflict. Wait, that was me.
Totally not me.
But anyway, yeah, there it is. There was that one in a description.
Okay.
So
Yeah. These things are definitely, dynamics, like in our own selves and with other people. What I love about the book is Jessica gives us tools, like you were saying earlier, to build those secure attachments. So if we want to get into not just consensual non-monogamy, but polyamory, which is feeling emotionally attached to our partners, there's some things you can do, like there's try this, try that. Two dynamics or two types of connections could be called the secure base and the safe haven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. I love
those
this
sound.
stuff.
I know those sound like really great. I want both of those, please. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. It's something too that people don't realize that we can have in poly relationships. It's something that's, again, more commonly thought of as just being available for mononormative relationships. But we can do it, you guys.
Yeah.
We can.
I think it falls under the emotionally available kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you start working towards having those secure bases and safe havens? Like, did she give any tips for that? Like, or how do you know how do you recognize when you're experiencing those things, or does it just come across like, hey, I'm feeling really secure, I must have these things? Or
it could go either way, I'm sure. Like you realize, oh my gosh, I've stepped into this, but it could also be something that you want to have and you can ask for too. So with the safe haven, let's talk about that one first. It's somebody that you can go to, because life is hard. And when you can go to somebody and say, oh my gosh, these people, they sent me mean emails, or they, like this happened at work, or, blah, 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 COVID. I don't know. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You could just have somebody just, it's like, I'll take care of you on this. I'll support you and all that stuff. Yeah. And then the secure base is somebody that will push you out, but in a good way. It's that support that you can do it.
Got this.
Like, let's work on this project together, or you're good at your job and you can achieve this. And so those two functions, if you will, are things that will create attachment. So if you are feeling like you want to be more attached to a partner, those are things that you can pursue, or just kind of start doing, or better yet, communicate about it.
I was about to raise my hand and go, oh, I really wanted to add this, as my ass eats the upholstery.
It could be a secure base, I think, depending on how it position. I don't know.
The chair, not so much anymore, but I was gonna add that if I think that's a really important thing to communicate ahead of time in a relationship, especially if it's going to become sexual, because that's definitely something that I feel like I am in just all of my closer relationships is, anyone that just basically, if people just text me, that's one thing. But if someone is like, I really need you right now, if I can drop everything, I will drop everything and be like, I am here. What do you need? My heart is yours, And so I think making sure, especially if you get into a more romantic relationship where, again, that's when the oxytocin starts to flow, things start to get attached. You want to have that figured out ahead of time as to what they're available for and willing to, co-create with you. I think that's really important, so that you don't, have false expectations and, get more deeply traumatized.
Yeah, you don't want to be the, I really need someone to be my safe haven right now, and get the, babe, it's the playoff game, blah, 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 blah. And then be like, wah, wah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Jazz, hold me.
Yeah,
that's my dog, by the way.
Doublemint twins.
Gosh, communication skills are really important. In all relationships, romantic relationships, certainly even in monogamous ones, but in polyamory, my gosh, yes, because there isn't all that kind of default expectations. Everything is defined, user defined, right?
Yeah.
So we, in the sex positive community here in Portland, I think more, it's getting wider spread. Dr. Evelyn Dacker. She is a person that I started this Facebook group with. She has a communication protocol, if you will, called STARS. And it is STI status, turn-ons, avoids, relationship intentions, and safe sex practices. So having an acronym like that is really helpful to communicate these like relationship intentions. Some people like to just kind of go down on the STAR. I know, but many people like to start with relationship intentions. So what is it that I'm expecting, or what I would like to have with you? And then that can, segue into the other things.
Right.
So, and then STI, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If you have multiple sexual partners, that's something that is you need to keep track of.
That's so complex, because one of the things, I just had this come up with a girlfriend the other night on the phone. Hi, if you're listening, you know who you are. But I was telling her how once when I slept with someone and, we went over the S first. Because he was into the stars, and so he didn't have anything. I don't have anything. But then once after that experience, he was talking about his different polyamorous partners, and that one of them was, has some simplex of herpes. I can't remember what it was. And then I was like, actually, I'm a little uncomfortable with that. I don't know how often you get checked. I don't want to have that risk. Maybe we can enjoy different aspects of our relationship, all the parts that work well up to that point. And so, but my friend that I was talking to, she realized that her having a lover that had herpes as well, she had to take that into consideration as to how that could impede her potential relationship with, other potential lovers. And so it's complicated.
I have drawn Venn diagrams. I'm not kidding either. Overlapping bubbles. And then this person is bonded with that person. And then, it's like, it is. It's very complicated.
That is the mature thing to do, too.
It is, You just have to be out there about everything.
So, sorry to go off on that.
This is so important because this is about communication, my goodness.
Yeah, right.
But getting those STI results, to have them, right now, I go on my phone and I have it from my healthcare provider. I can just see what it is. And I could also show people if they want to know. But asking for it, that is a huge piece. Who knows what to ask for?
Do people ask for it too? I'm such a noob. I'm like, is that what people do now?
Yes.
They ask to look at your iPhone and or your computer and look at your
maybe not that far.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little prop. I don't know. I have it right here. So.
And so is that part of the culture now? And manners is to just provide that unasked for. You're like, and here's my stats and dates.
Yeah. When were you last tested for what? And the typical panel that you would get is gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis.
HSV 1 and 2.
HSV 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then HIV.
HIV 1 and 2. Yeah.
And not HPV? Well, everyone has that, so come on. I'm just joking.
HPV has to be a physical exam, and so people don't always do that. And that's something that, it's pretty well understood that, if you have it, you're probably going to notice something down. So, as a person who's really sexually active, you have to be aware if, the little bump happens somewhere. You pay attention to that stuff, and you get into the doctor right away, and you're like,
although I gotta say,
what's going on? Yeah.
Okay. Breakthrough news, everybody. I didn't realize your body could actually fight off HPV. So I had such a lucky divergenizing. I got HPV on my very first time. I got venereal warts and chlamydia. Thanks, douchebag. And
we hope you're listening.
Yeah, exactly. No. And but anyway, then in more recent tests, it did not show up, and the doctor said your body can actually fight that off.
Wow, so, you're cured.
I'm cured.
It's a
I hail myself. If anyone wants an HPV healing, just come to me. I will just lay hands upon your genitals and heal you.
Touch Scarface.
Yeah. Sorry to scream into the mic. Probably everyone in their cars is like bleeding from the ears.
But knowing what to ask for is so important because, they might give you this usual panel. HSV is something that many doctors will not do because, as far as I understand it, doctors have been told not to do that unless, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances. I'm not exactly sure the rationale, but you have to ask for it and maybe ask for it again.
Well, one of the things, so I have a naturopathic professor bandmate, and one of the things she said is that a lot of people, like most people, the majority of people have some form of it, and that once you can identify that you have it, there's so much misinformation out there that all of a sudden, you might put yourself in this bracket where even people that don't know that they have it will be afraid to be intimate with you.
Yes.
There's
I think that's the rationale, is that it would be traumatizing to tell people that they have HSV.
Yeah. Right. And yet, if the majority of the people, do have it, and most people realize, oh my God, I have some form of it, and, it's not debilitating to my sex life, or, what I mean, then it's...
I'm not an expert on STIs by no means, but my understanding is that many people have HSV1, which is the cold sore, which you can get casually. It doesn't... Which is why from grandma kissing you, right? Which is like, is it an STI or is it just like a hug TI? I don't know.
LTI, a love transmission infection.
Exactly.
And as you get older, the odds of people having it just goes up and up and up and up and up and up. And HSV2 is, obviously that's the one that's genital, and most people consider that, the one that people worry about, and that's obviously much, much less prevalent.
And I've heard that if you don't have HSV1 by a certain age, it's probably not so likely that you're going to get it. So it's not really been something that I've been super worried about. I mean, if someone has like an active cold sore, I won't go up and start licking their face or something, but it's
and there are
easy
ways to manage this. There are antivirals for people with HSV2. There are so many things. I would recommend, if you have questions about STIs, look up Evelyn Dacker. She is a doctor, medical MD, and she knows all about STIs, and she's sex positive. So she knows what to ask for when you want to get STI testing.
I'll try and put that in the notes.
If you do want to get that HSV2 test, and the doctor's like, just say you have multiple partners, and that is the key to get it.
That really is. I think is she doing, I'm trying to remember the name of her latest thing. It's like STIs without shame or something, or STI testing without shame or something like that. I can look it up. It is on
our Facebook group, so go to our Facebook group, and that's coming up. I don't know what the date is off the top of my head, but it's a great talk, and I highly recommend it if you have questions about it. She is the expert and will be able to help you with that.
Yep, so good. And that is one thing that's so amazing and refreshing about SPP in general, is that there are several medical professionals in the group, sex positive medical professionals. And so it's really become an expectation for me now that when I go and talk to a doctor about wanting my regular testing and stuff like that, there is no shame involved. I'm like, this is my life. This is what I do. I'm a grown ass woman. This is,
Yeah, don't call me a hussy unless it's my pronoun, my preferred pronoun.
Oh my God, Papa Boyd, get out of here.
Sorry. I did do a Papa impression.
You totally did.
I squirreled you too, sorry. Keep going. Ignore me.
That was it. No, that was it. I think I'm done. You Papa'd me. I'm out.
You little hussy. No, I'm not kidding. We had
nightmares.
Our father's father. He used to actually say, come here, you little hussies. And he'd pat his lap like while he was in his wheelchair. You know, in the deep Louisiana heat, just sweat dripping down the wallpapers, sweating, cockroaches, skitter, skitter, skitter. And he'd be like, come here, you little hussy. Come get in your papa's lap. Come give me some sugar. You know, we both have nightmares. We wake up in hot sweats to this day.
I have some nightmares tonight.
Sorry.
You're welcome for the nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, our mom's a really good therapist.
She had to be with us
Dale.
growing up.
So if you have nightmares from this and you'd like some therapy, go contact Dale.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't know if she wants any association to us on this show. I was like, actually, I'm glad you didn't say her last name.
Like, don't say it. Don't say it. It's not the same as ours. It's not Bawd.
She needs her job, okay?
Yeah,
She needs her job. Don't get her fired.
So, all right. So relationship or attachment style.
Yeah.
So we got through a few of them, I think. Did we get through all of them?
Oh,
So
yeah.
we squirreled so hardcore. We went all the way to STIs.
Can we
and
just
stuff like
read
that.
through them really quick? Just to
Yeah.
blast it?
Do
Wait,
it.
what are they again?
Yeah.
What are they?
Okay, insecure, anxious, or preoccupied. Hey. Caregivers were loving but inconsistently available or reliable. Don't take this personally, Mom. I know you're listening. It could be many things. This could happen in utero, you know, anyway. Unpredictable, whether they will comfort or punish. They can have a role reversal with the parents. State of mind was more centered than child's. She's kind of writing in, you know, the Neanderthalic notes here. State of mind
Bullet
was more,
points.
yeah.
It's high level.
Yeah.
Just bullet points.
Unpredictability can be very dysregulating when trying to stabilize a bond. Okay.
True.
So insecure, anxious, preoccupied, our style of relating is an over-focus on others. Comfortable with connection, but uncomfortable with distance. Wants or demands a lot of attention and fears abandonment. Oh, God, I feel so exposed.
Oh, that's all.
And let's see. Then the last one, I'll just blast through it, and then we can talk about all of it. Insecure, disorganized, fearful avoidance. So the person who, like, you know, pendulously swings from one to the other. I've heard her describe it as being like having the foot on the gas and the brakes at the same time. So
Something's gonna work.
So, yeah, I know, right?
Until your head goes through the windshield. Yeah.
Or explodes. Yeah. Usually this person has experienced trauma, abuse, or neglect, or all of the above. They have a sort of paradoxical nervous state where the one who is supposed to be the source of comfort is he source of fear, hurt, and humiliation. You get the idea. Just add in the words that are missing. So the style of relating for the disorganized person, they vacillate between longing and fear. The relationships, it says relationships with a lot of tumult, back and forth, volatility, acting out, sometimes abuse. They tend to have some self-destructive behaviors and internal or external fearful avoidant. That one kind of, what? Internal or external fearful avoidant. Okay. Yeah, so it's that kind of pendulous vacillation of, you know, I want it. I don't. Come here. Go away. Oh, God, what do I want? God.
I'll let you hit you.
Yeah, let me hit you.
So I think you mentioned this earlier that no one is set in one attachment style, but also I think what's interesting is that, like, if you're a polyamorous person and you have multiple relationships, you can be experiencing multiple attachment styles at the same time, both from your partners and within yourself.
Fuck yeah, Jesus Christ.
You can be like, I feel totally secure here. I feel anxious here. I feel maybe a little avoidant there. Like,
And
you
you can
be
feel
doing
secure
all of
one
them.
day and not the next, right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
an interesting concept that Jessica has in the book, and this often comes up in the Facebook group too. People talking about primal panic.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Tell the people
Primal
about
panic.
Primal panic. Yes.
So,
it's
say for
real.
example, there's this other concept we have. It happens for everybody, but in polyamory and consensual non-monogamy, we talk about NRE, new relationship energy.
Oh.
So, say you have a really secure relationship with someone, and they have a new partner, and they have NRE. They're gonna be like totally into them, like everything's awesome about them. Oh my gosh, they're so great, and they might want to spend more time with them. Blah 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 blah. that could give you a sense of primal panic where you're like, oh my God, are they gonna return, right? Are we still secure?
Yeah.
And it can just be maddening.
I want to jump in too and say that we used to confuse that with jealousy. And Jessica Fern makes a huge distinction in this regard between primal panic and jealousy.
Yeah.
It's different.
God, it is.
Yeah. Primal panic is, more just when that person, as we are missing real functional community and tribe now as modern humans, when you have the majority of your needs being placed on one or not very many, certainly not a tribe or a community of people, and one of those important attachment figures starts to maybe appear to be threatened to you, then you can go into a primal panic. And that's also what happens when we get like broken up with, for instance. Your brain goes into primal panic because your brain is telling you, I need this person to survive. And when they go away, your brain is like, do anything in your power to make contact. We're going to die. Yep. The majority of your needs are through that person. Yeah. So it's fucking hell. So
primal panic sucks.
It takes you back to that self-development. Am I okay on my own?
Yes.
And what is it that I want with this person?
Yeah. And what do you do also? I don't remember if she went into this or not. What do you do when you go into primal panic?
Well, I could talk about what I do.
Yeah, what do you do?
Me too.
I just reaffirm my own self-worth. I, get connection with friends, and also good communication with the partner.
Yeah. I'm having primal panic.
Yeah.
Do you still love me?
Exactly. It's okay to ask that.
Right.
And even say, I'm feeling threatened.
Right. We don't have to be like, I'm so secure. I'm
God,
secure.
right.
I don't know.
No. That's how we're conditioned to be, too.
Your primal panic.
Right.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, you do. I remember kind of recently feeling that, like, I've always felt like I had to be someone's number one person. Yeah. And the point at which I realized I was nobody's number one person, I had that sense where I was like just laying in bed. I was like, oh, fuck. I felt kind of untethered. Yeah. And I just laid there. Life. Yeah, right? Exactly. So I just laid there and I was like, okay, I'm nobody's number one. What's different about me? Am I the same? Am I okay? And I you check in with your body and you just kind of lay there and go like, actually, I'm okay. Like, you just kind of, I guess it's kind of like a meditation, but also just a checking in with your body and going like, are we good? And you're probably going to find out you are good.
Yeah. But I have to say though, it has, being that person that you just described during quarantine has really sucked ass, because, you even have children, for instance, that you live with, and they can sort of give you a sense of nurturing connection. You're giving to them, you're in service to them, and you get to experience the best parts of yourself. Yep. And no human is meant to be an island. And so, loneliness, isolation is something that does cause depression. Like it raises cortisol levels in the bloodstream if we spend too much time alone. And so do all your fucking thinking that you want to do, like find your happy place, take care of yourself. It's just not healthy. It's not how we're intended to be. It's not natural. It's and it's, sucks.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody's different. I think some people are slightly happier with fewer connections. And I think it's just a matter of knowing yourself and how many connections you need. Like, I know that I need a lot of connections. I need a thriving social network, and I live in community, and that's the way I prefer to be. Right. And some people are like, oh, I need just a couple good friends and I'm good, So it's like there's just a huge spectrum of what your emotional needs are.
That's true. It's true. And figuring out, being the architect of your own life, like just recently.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because it's like, again, quarantine for having being a time where I've, had a breakup and everything when everyone's so afraid of making contact and being around each other. I've been trying to figure out like, okay, how can I, be the architect of my life and create this support structure? Like, all right, I'm going to create some workout buddies. And I just invited a bunch of creative ladies together to do like, crafty time with me and stuff like that.
To make merkins.
Merkins, yeah.
What's that?
It's a pubic wig.
You know what I was going to do?
Sometimes
I am trying to picture it, but I just can't.
Sometimes it's a pubic wig that has googly eyes and yellow teeth like a nutria.
Or you know what I did? Wait, Char, I ordered special faux furs so I could make merkins. Like proud to be a merkin. Yeah, like red, white, and blue, merkin.
Proud to be
a merkin. Yeah. I got a patriotic patch, and I'm not afraid to show it or grow it. I know, you asked for it. You asked for it, we gave it to you. Or something like that.
Oh my God.
Squirrel! Dangerous squirrel. Jesus
Again, I
Christ.
think that's what everyone's here for, is the squirrels, right?
Yeah.
For real. Squirrel time. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. So I'm scrolling through here, like just seeing like if there's anything, that we wouldn't want people to not know about.
Right.
Yeah. Does anything come to your mind, Xavier?
God. Just communicate well. I think that's the big thing. To be polysecure, Jessica talks about, communicating well, having trust, compersion.
Compersion.
That can go in your glossary at the end of the show.
We didn't talk about it. I didn't even realize too. I didn't even realize that we were actually over our time. We were having such a good
my
time.
God.
That's okay, because we said it could go beyond an hour.
Okay, that's good. That's good. It is now.
Multiple.
Well, actually, I think that's a really important one to explain. Or have we already done it on the podcast? Do it again. Do it again, Javier.
compersion.
You give us your
Compersion. That's right. You're on the spot.
Yeah, the jealousy thing. Like if we think of in monogamous culture, we would be jealous if somebody what we like somebody else, and compersion is to be happy that they're having their own thing with other people, and that is huge concept. Thinking back to my own experiences, I was in a monogamous relationship. We're getting together, but we want to open up at some point. And when we did, she was dating people, I was dating people, but I felt this tremendous sense of loneliness and jealous, what I think of as jealousy. So that was me developing my sense of compersion, and that tracks back to feeling secure in the relationship that, she's going to come back. We have this relationship, and just kind of being with myself more. So it's a huge bundle of feelings that happens, and it's really challenging to kind of process through all of it. But the compersion is that I'm happy for you and your thing there, and I can do that because I'm secure in myself and our relationship. I
wanted to throw in there too that compersion's a practice. I think a lot of times people might hear the word compersion and just expect that's something that just descends from the clouds and goes into your brain.
You got it.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's a practice because you know what I think?
Until you don't.
Right.
I got my compersion badge.
There you go. Yeah, official comperter. But I think that also
Compervert.
jealousy, speak for yourself. I'm just kidding. But I think that a lot of people, I think that jealousy in general gets a really harsh rap because if you just hear about it, jealousy, we all fear it. We don't want to feel it. We don't want to have it projected on us.
Or that it's a sign that, I really love you. Because I'm jealous.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm so jealous.
I love you.
Right,
I
romanticizing it
for you.
Romanticizing it, right? Romanticizing it instead of what I just felt into it was, it's actually it's almost like the beginning stages of primal panic is what it is. So if we can have compassion, if we can feel with compassion into, it's just that natural process of that fear of abandonment, because that biological part of ourselves is afraid of being abandoned. And it says to us, you need this person. If we can build awareness around that and have great compassion and empathy for monkey, my little monkey. Pick up the monkey and hold the monkey, you know. But that you have to intentionally cultivate compersion. It doesn't just happen. You have to literally get over yourself, get outside of your own mind and your primal panic, and imagine the person you love feeling good. Imagine the person that, you know, you think is hot and sexy and all that stuff, having a sexy time with someone else and them thinking that they're sexy, and even maybe try to compert into that person's body and be like, yeah, I love my lover, and don't I want my lover to get all the good loving and be loved and feel as good as they can, and just try to a million times pull yourself out of your own self-concern. It is a whole like just exercise of rewiring your own brain, you know, stretch those neural networks.
I want to get into like some of the questions you can ask yourself if you're starting to feel yourself before you get into primal panic. Once you're in primal panic, you just gotta like
just like do this, like
we good, you know, like your
emotional
your amygdala is fired at that point. You're not going to be able to logic your way through it. But before you hit that point, if you're starting to feel things coming up for you, if you're feeling activated, you can start saying things like, okay, is this a resource issue? Do I feel like this person's going to take time away? Or do I feel like they're taking something away that I need? Do I feel like this is an issue where my partner is on their best behavior for them and not so much for me? That's a different sort of issue. So there are multiple different ways that you can be activated and fall into jealousy, which can lead to primal panic. And so it is like, those are really good questions to start asking yourself. And like in certain times that I have felt myself starting to go down the road of jealousy into primal panic, I start journaling right away. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What is the issue? And generally there is some sort of thought that underlies it, some kind of kernel or nugget that you can get to and go like, that's the little fucker that's messing with me right now. And you can start working on that. And maybe you can't work through it that day, but you can maybe continue to work on it day after day and start like getting through it where compersion does continue to become more readily available.
Like be curious about it instead of like avoiding it. And just wanting it to stop by controlling the catalyst or the stimulus. Be curious about it.
And jealousy's not going to kill you. You're going to be okay. You are going to get to the other side of it. And I think that's a lot of what people feel like, oh my God, I'm jealous. And they like tense up and their whole body just like, you know, they stop breathing. They're like tense from head to toe. And it's like, you have to like kind of shake it out. You have to shake your body out and go like, okay, what are the thoughts? What are the feelings? What's that? And realize that this shit is not going to kill you. You might feel jealous. You might have a crap night and you're still going to wake up and you're going to be alive tomorrow. So... And you're going to be a wiser person if you kind of start working through it.
Right.
Yeah, jealousy as opportunity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's growth
What's
opportunity.
What's this activating in me?
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
We healed. Everyone listening to this, we healed you. Because I feel like we should...
I feel like I should hit you with a jacket or something, or like smack you in the head.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? A lot of people would, actually. Well, I feel like we should wrap it up, though. It is over our time.
Oh, it is.
We're abusing Michael's time. Poor Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry
You're
for
a
the
saint,
abuse, Michael.
Yeah.
We'll give you spankings later to make up for it.
Yeah, and
he just nods at us. He's so cool.
He's like, all right.
I'm so used to your shit. He hears everything. He hears the before, the after, the everything. He's like, he's going to wind up writing a memoir about two freaks that he had to spend like, months,
he's
years.
He's going to hashtag me to us is what he's going to do. The Bawd Sisters.
You don't even know what I've been through.
Oh my God. And like anyone would be shocked at hearing that we're vulgar. They'd be like, duh.
I'm surprised
Michael,
we're not in jail at this point. Oh God,
dude, we'd be the queen bees of jail, though.
Oh, that's another episode.
No prison.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah.
another episode.
Oh, the Bawd Sisters go to prison.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's
my
hope
God, I
not.
made myself
Universe,
laugh.
she's kidding. Do not.
No,
Just kidding.
don't send us to prison.
Well, any last closing thoughts?
for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go to our Facebook group. It's
Yes,
called Polysecure Community. We're having a new book group series where we'll go, couple chapters a week. Actually, we go every other week, and there are going to be short videos or resources where you can, like if you didn't read the book, you still come to the book group and talk, but we do have some resources for you on the page where if you didn't read it or you just want to, help kind of figure out what's important about the chapter before you go in, we have that too. And just show up too, because it's about the book, but it's also about community and just being there.
What the book's about.
Yeah, and nobody's going to quiz you or like look down if you didn't read. So just like come, even if you don't say anything, you can come. Just being there to witness and participate, or just participate by just being there, that's good too. Or if you want to come and talk, yes, you can definitely talk and share and do all those kinds of things.
Yeah, it is a very welcoming group. It's really wonderful. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
Yes.
yay.
So I guess we should do the little disclaimer thing. All of the opinions and everything that we expressed are solely our opinions. We don't represent anyone other than ourselves.
It's true.
Yeah, and let's see, what else?
That's it.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday, bitches.
See you next Tuesday.
What in the butt? What in the butt? Woot. Thank you for being here, Javier.
Thank you for
Javier,
having me.
everybody. Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
It's all your fault. You made us this way. That's right. God.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I did.
Fever, baby,
Thank
of
you,
my
Jared.
mind. Ooh, I'm always there beside you, no matter where you stop. I'll follow you to movies, even to the barber shop. Now, eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby.